they're not going to give you a raise. They're not going to give you a promotion. They're not going to give you an opportunity. Hey, girl. Too damn cold to ride, but I wanted to sit on the bike. There's a lot of shit going on in the world right now that's really affecting all of us. It's not just what's happening in the US. I think overall, it's happening everywhere. And it's affecting us as mechanics. The tariffs are going to be tough for the next 12 to 18 months, in my opinion. It's going to be really tough to get through. Your families, my family are going to be affected by it. There's all kinds of stuff that's going to go south. There's all kinds of stuff that's going to go sideways. But here's the one irrefutable fact that's not going to change. People are still going to need to have their cars fixed, because as we know, cars break. So the one thing that can't break is our mindset. We have to show up every single day, get in, do our job, make people safe, and go home. That's not going to change. I don't think that's ever going to change. No amount of AI, automation, robotics is going to change that. There's always going to need to be a person who's going to find something that's broken, that's going to need to fix it. Doesn't matter what industry it is, whether you fix planes, trains, automobiles, it doesn't matter. That's going to break, and we're going to be the ones called upon to make it right and make sure they're safe. It's going to make it tougher, but that's not going to change that it needs to get done. I hear a lot talked about pay plans, how much we're getting paid, whether we're getting paid our value and whatnot. Talk about leadership who doesn't understand who or what we are, what we represent, and how much value we bring to the table. But it's up to us to make sure that those around us know how much we are worth, to help each other, make sure we get paid what we're worth, and what we need to be supplied in order to succeed. There's never going to be a time where that's not a thing. Unfortunately, I think that's the thing that's been lost the most. Kind of what led us here. We stopped training apprentices. Now, there's an aspect to that pay plan, and there's a couple of people that I know very personally and very well that are trying to change that. We need to get paid for our expertise and mentorship. But whether we get paid or not, I think it's our job to train the next generation. It doesn't matter whether you've been in the trade for 5 years or 50 years. Our trade was built on a journeyman teaching an apprentice. If you're "it's not my job" kind of person, I think you found yourself in the wrong trade. That might be a controversial opinion, but I don't care. This trade provides a lot of value to a lot of people, keeps people going to and from work every day, keeping families together, being able to do the simple things in life, like being able to ride a motorcycle, like being able to watch your son go play soccer, like I get to do. I rely on mechanics just as much as my family relies on me to be their mechanic. Up to us to make sure that this world continues to move. So it doesn't matter whether the tariffs come or not. It doesn't matter how high or how hard the tariffs hit. It doesn't matter what country you live in. It's America, Canada, the UK. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how expensive things are, we still need to get them fixed. It doesn't matter what we get paid, we still need to get things fixed. Now, that said, if you're not making the wage you're supposed to be making, the first thing that you should be doing is not looking for another place to work. That person in the mirror is what determines whether you get paid more or not your leader, or rather your boss if they're not leading properly. It's not a franchise or an OEM. It's not your wife or your husband or anybody else. It's the person in the mirror. What can you do to make sure that you are providing as much value to those around you and to the business you work for? If you haven't done any trading in the last 12 months, that's on you. Not the OEM, not the business you work for, not your boss. If you push and they don't send you to training, that's when you find another place to work. When you push and get better and grow as a human being, not just as a mechanic, but as a human being, and they still won't give you a raise or give you opportunities, that's when you leave. If you push to become a better human being, communicate better, to treat your peers better, your baymates, the parts people better, to communicate better. If you aren't doing those things, they're not going to give you a raise. They're not going to give you a promotion. They're not going to give you an opportunity. I've seen a lot of things online recently saying, and that's basically what it sounds like. Nothing but whine. If you want to make more money, you need to learn to communicate better. You need to get more educated. You need to train yourself up. There's a whole host of places and people ready and willing to train you. Do you need to do your due diligence to make sure that they actually provide you value? Absolutely. There's a lot of people, a lot of places, a lot of schools, a lot of training that you can take to improve. So as these tariffs come, and they'll probably come, and they'll probably go, and they might change, and they might go away, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter one iota. You are in control of you. You can't control what the world is going on around you. You can only control what's in your world, you. So if you want to make more money, learn to communicate better. If you want to know how to learn to communicate better, surround yourself with people who do communicate better, who understand how to talk to leadership, who understand how to talk to baymates, to parts people, to service advisors. There's a whole host of people out there giving away all of their secrets and all of their juicy tidbits for free. Go to YouTube, go to NCM, go to UTI, go to any one of the dozens of webinars that are free online that you can take, you can consume on your lunch hour, at your break time, after hours, to get better at communicating. Now, I'm one for actionable steps. If you find that hard to do, it's hard to find different places to learn, people to learn from, reach out. I've got a whole host of people in my network, including myself, that are happy to give you very specific information of where to go and who to talk to learn to be better. So stop worrying about the tariffs. Stop worrying about what it's going to do to the economy. Stop worrying about what everybody else can do for you. Start worrying about what you can do for yourself. Because right now, the tariffs aren't going anywhere. And you still got to make a good paycheck to take care of your family. Look at yourself hard in the mirror, real hard, and ask yourself, what can you do to be better tomorrow? If it's a matter of every day learning how to improve your stories, every day figure out a way to be more grammatically correct, figure out how to be more succinct, how to turn 18 lines, paragraphs on your stories and turn them into 5 so that you can type faster or talk faster or communicate more eloquently and more simply so the customer understands better, so the service advisor understands better, so most importantly, and half the time, the warranty administrator can make sure that you get paid properly. Because whilst it's awfully hard to determine what you get paid per hour, can make sure that you get every drop out of that work order you possibly can, as simply as you can and as eloquently as you can. So don't keep saying, oh, it's the tariffs, I'm getting screwed. Guess what? A lot of people, unfortunately, the wrong end of that stick right now. You're not the only one. So look at yourself in the mirror and figure out what you can do tomorrow to improve yourself. On that note, that was negative. So let's turn this into a positive. There's a lot of people I appreciate for the position I'm in. Most importantly, you. You're listening, you're watching, you're supporting me. That in turn supports my family, and I thank you for that. On that note, negative pushes, positive pulls, and maybe do a better job at cleaning up your toys than me.